So, Ginen, thank you for making time available for our business spotlight today. And it's great to have you on. And I'm sure our viewers will learn a lot about your business and about what you do, and hopefully get some advice on what they can apply in their business.
Thanks, Bert. Thanks for giving me the platform and the time. I'm hoping that I can share some wisdom and learn as well.
No, great stuff. So perhaps let's start off with, why did you start the business?
I started the business as a result of an opportunity that I saw. There was a need for historically disadvantaged individuals to enter into corporate and commercial law in that space. And based on my experience and training, I felt that I could build a born-free corporate and commercial law firm, especially if you look at the environment of the landscape. It's predominantly controlled by law firms that are hundreds of years old.
Yes.
Which is not really inclusive and transformative of a society. So we needed new institutions, fresh institutions.
Okay.
And that's how Moodley Attorneys was formed.
Oh, great stuff. So it really helped those that needed help.
Yes.
Yeah. So what makes your products and services unique from a legal perspective? And, what can your customers expect to be different when they work with you?
Thanks, but we're always looking for that competitive advantage of that secret sauce, and it's adapting and evolving as we go along. But what makes us unique is the fact that we only solely service businesses, and predominantly family-owned businesses, as well as we don't act for government, we don't act for financial institutions. We are there to protect your rights as a business owner. And what makes us even has that added value is that each of our team members have been part of their own family-owned businesses. So we actually understand the journey and yes, families, most of the businesses in South Africa, 80% of them, even those that are listed, all started off as family-owned businesses.
Yes, yes. And I think, that brings a lot of good stuff, but it can also be very dangerous and could actually sink a business, isn't it, if the family don't get on?
Certainly.
Yeah.
No, certainly. And that's why we try to build that sustainability in that business. We have structures and processes to ensure that no one feels aggrieved by how the family business operates.
Yeah. I must say the clients that I have, quite a few of them are family businesses. And it has its own challenge when perhaps the parents are running the business and the next generation want to take over. Or need to take over sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you
get siblings
your growth to? Sorry, I forgot that. Yeah.
I beg your pardon?
I say, what do you attribute the business growth to? Your practice.
Excellent. Thank you. That's there's a multitude or multifaceted aspect. I'd say number one is patience. Invest the time, little wins all the time. Then discipline, consistency, motivation. Those things are invaluable. And the question of why you're doing this, understand why you want to do what you're doing, because there's going to be really some tough days. And just watch time work with discipline, consistency, and motivation, and they compound over time. And ultimately, lastly, family support and support of your clients, support of your colleagues, support of your team. You need healthy, positive people around you.
Excellent. Excellent. And you'd like your clients to be the same, isn't it? Great stuff.
Definitely. Definitely.
What's been your biggest learning, as an employer since you started the business?
Be careful who you let into your circle. Don't just hire for the sake of hiring. Ensure that you have a good understanding of what you need. And then learn about managing conflict, personalities. Spend time as developing your leadership skills and management skills. It's core. People are core to everything. So make sure you treat them with respect as much as how you want to be treated. It's a difficult dynamic, but understand all of the intricacies of what it means to actually become an employer.
A lot of the business owners that I interview talk about people must have a passion or a spark in their eye or something like that, and I suppose that's what we all want. We want people to come in to our businesses that are responsible, take accountability, and at the end of the day, ownership for their work and for their output.
Certainly, absolutely. And enthusiasm and attitude are so important, but you also need to test for some aptitude as well. While we want to say that we can upskill any individual, we also deal in quite a high risk business, and everyone's at a risk. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So be careful that you bring in the right people. But you want that, as you said, that responsibility and accountability, those
Yeah,
go-getters.
yeah, absolutely. So if you look at personal life, business life, always a challenge to keep that in balance. Have you got a special recipe that you can tell our listeners about?
Sure, but that's a fantastic question. That's so topical. I wish it was a quick, short, simple answer, but let's be honest. If you want to be a business owner, you got to understand you're going to have to make sacrifices.
Yes.
I understand where my energy levels lie, and I work within it, and I've got boundaries that I maintain. That you've got to understand what your value system and understand your priorities in life.
Yeah.
There's always going to be work, and do that work, because it's all about, remember, you're dealing with people and everyone needs something when they do. Communicate effectively, and you can get balance. It won't be a balance of 50-50, but it'll be a balance you can accept.
Yes. Yes. So work on the work stuff when you have to, and then also play hard and spend time with the family when you need to do that as well.
Yes, and make those things a priority in our life.
Yes. Yeah, somebody just told me 2 weeks ago, talk about blocks of golden time. You put them in your diary. There's 3 or 5 days or a week leave you have to take. You put it in your diary. You plan around it. Yeah,
Yes,
not always easy, but sometimes it's like, I'm not going to move that. That's just what needs to happen. The big rocks.
definitely.
Okay, so when recruiting team members, what qualities are you looking for? And how do you foster that production or productive environment, rather?
Good, another good question, but it comes down to what we were speaking about earlier. It's that spark, that enthusiasm. That's what we're looking for. Attitude. We do a full job description, a full KPI list before we actually recruit. We
Yeah.
make sure that that's the right sort of scenarios we're looking for. We shortlist perfect candidates. We do an aptitude test to see at least they have a basic understanding of what the expectations are. But really, we look for that enthusiastic people with that go-getter attitude, and we have this culture that it's very collaborative.
Yeah.
There is obviously the buck stops with me, and if I have to be authoritative, I do so.
Yes.
And we treat each other as I said, I want to be treated. We
Mm.
do take corrective measures when we make mistakes. We
Yeah.
do also create an environment where we know what risks can be taken and when. We'll never put someone in a high risk situation if they're not ready for it.
Yeah.
You've got to have, I think they call it safe harbors, and
Yeah.
we create those safe harbors as well, so you can learn and grow as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And nice to have a learning environment in your business, isn't it? People are allowed
Cert
mistakes, not the same ones twice, but yeah, we do make mistakes at times. Even as leaders, we do.
Certainly, definitely.
So Ginen, what are the common misconceptions people have about running your own business?
Good one. I think people think we're sitting on the beach all the time and having mojitos, and we've got free time and we're answerable to no one. Those misconceptions. But the reality is, if you have to think about it, sometimes you have to try and explain it to people. It's like taking 11 people that you maybe know, and then going and challenging like Manchester City Football Club.
Yes.
That's it. You fighting with someone with more resources, someone that's been doing this for longer.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no time to go sit on the beach.
No, no, to get your
Yes.
of the sunlight, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what advice would you get or give startup business owners around the financial management of a business?
Financial management is the lifeblood of a business. A business is for profit. You have to have an economic right to exist. You've got to be able to deliver value, solve problems for a fair exchange. All of those things that I'm talking about is based on numbers, and those numbers are based on your financial understanding and your acumen. You've got to go invest in it, invest with in people that you can rely on and trust, that support you in that aspect if you don't know something. And you've got to then also make sure that you don't abdicate the function and just outsource it entirely. If you don't know what's going on in your business, then you shouldn't be running it. You should just go and get employed.
Yeah. Get a job. Get out of it.
Get a job, yes.
Yeah, we call getting a job, staying just over broke. So hopefully your business makes a lot more money than just having a job.
Yeah.
So we all want to grow, and we're looking at the future. Yes, we learn from the past, but looking at the future. 5 years from now, where do you see yourself and your business?
Excellent. This at least gives me a chance to see the big picture and look forward, which I love doing. Where I see it is definitely doubling revenue and growth definitely in Joburg, expanding the Cape Town office to a point that it can be equivalent to where the Joburg office was, even maybe bigger within the same timeline. India is a big focus of ours in Mauritius. Looking into Africa as well, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and then obviously SADC as well, Botswana, Mozambique. So I'd love to get some relationships going and maybe some sort of footprint there as well.
Okay. Great stuff. And I'm glad to hear that it's all about growth and you want to be bigger and obviously, in the same time, make some more money. Because
always
in the day, when the business makes money and you can put it away and build that nest egg, it's always good to do that and make sure that you do, because one day you might not be able to work again. So
certainly.
Yeah. Ginen, what's the one question that I should have asked but didn't? And what's the answer to that?
Nice one, man. I think you've asked some wonderful questions. But I think the one question, if I had to ask, am I happy? Are you happy actually being a business owner and taking this leap of faith and backing yourself? And it's a mindset situation, making sure you see the positive. You're going to have rough days. It's life, but at least you're in control of it. And I can honestly tell you the answer is I'm really, really happy. I'm reaching my potential. I'm giving it my best. I'm in control. So I'm happy.
Great stuff. The problem is, though, that boss that you're working for now is so demanding, eh?
Yeah, very. Yes.
Okay, so if I gave you a magic wand and you could sprinkle some magic dust on your business, where would you sprinkle that dust?
Always in sales and marketing. That's where the magic dust for me, is.
Excellent, excellent. So I gather that there's some work to be done there.
Oh yeah, always. There's always work. Yeah, I don't think there'll ever be a day where we feel like it's adequate.
Yeah. No, great stuff. Ginen, thank you for your time. I really appreciate your openness and thank you for the friendly chat about your business. May it be very successful and may your dreams come true.
Appreciate it, Bert. Thank you for this opportunity.